And Soto, welcome to 2026.
Wow,
What
here
a
we are.
Here we are, a new year. Oh my God. It doesn't feel like a 2026. I don't even know anymore, but it's just a
You
weird
watched any
number.
movies
No, I have not watched any movies since Catnado.
lately?
I have caught up on other things like from Stranger Things and playing a couple more
Yep,
games, just that's
yep,
about it. But no, I have
yeah.
not officially watched a film since we ended that. But which got
Does
me
the Stranger Things finale count as a movie?
well, it is 2 hours.
It
Two
was
hours
two
of
hours, and you went to the theater to go see it.
Yes, yes. Because so yeah, they showed they in the nearest theater that from us was in Methuen, at the Loop. Weirdly enough, I'm like, holy
Oh
shit!
shit!
Yeah.
Wow,
So
you're right there.
we
Okay.
were. So anyhow, yeah. So they were doing it, and only yesterday excuse me, New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. I think it was only a
hmm
2 day event. And yeah, if you pre-ordered your ticket, every ticket got a $20 gift card for concession. So it's basically like, oh shit, we just basically also got
Wow.
$20. So yeah, got basically free popcorn, drinks, and yeah,
Sweet.
it was kind of amazing seeing it on the big screen. I will say that. I won't spoil it because it's still new, obviously very new, but it was
Yeah.
yeah, it was 2 hours. Does it count as a movie? No, but you know what? We're past like trying to force us, but it's still watching something and something we need to catch up on. So,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Yeah.
so it's funny because we've talking about it. We've kind of talked about this a couple times in our last real podcast, doing the 200 movie challenge last year.
Yep.
While the concept was there, it took up a lot of our time. Not just obviously trying to watch the movies, finding time, but trying to
Yes.
edit what little because that's going to be one of my points. For when we start talking about our YouTube channel, it's just we really did not have time for much else, and
No. No, not at
which
all.
is not I'm not gonna say it's a good or bad thing. It's just a different thing. Um,
Yeah.
and it's unfortunate, so we, not even gaming. There wasn't much gaming we've done. I mean, earlier in the year, we know we did some, but we kind of got away. But focusing too much on that, just trying to get that done. Yeah, we didn't have a lot. So what I wanted to do, and I'm doing it live just because, if anyone wants to give comments, whatever, opinions, if they join. If not, then it's just me and you, and it's usually just me and you. But kind of
Yeah.
just looking forward towards 2026, new year,
Yeah.
new us, so to speak. And
hmm
what, kind of taking a look, I told you all our, what did I say, all our channels. Because there's four, well, like, I mean, some are going to be a
Yeah.
lot more discussions than others for reasons.
Of
But
course.
because others came up and I didn't even think, but, what we want to do on our YouTube channel going forward.
Yeah.
Because as much as I think we are happy to accomplish the 200 movie challenge because we're both stubborn old men, and we're like,
Yeah.
I joke, we're like, we could just stop, and yeah,
We
so
couldn't. We know we couldn't stop. We
well, we
had to
could
keep
have,
going.
just like, listen, we got to 100, that's a good number, but my point being is, we set a goal, we hit the goal, and you know what, I mean, as because I, wasn't as fun towards the end. I think it just, and there's parts, some movies are fine, so, but anyhow, I don't want to
Oh,
rehash all that
drag.
shit, but I know it.
No, it definitely drag for sure. I mean, well, that's like previously on Soto and Chad, right? Like
Yes,
that's
this
what we
is,
dealt with, and it's very important to what we're gonna do because I think we're not gonna do anything like that this year.
well,
Um,
not like that. I mean, but the whole
that's for
point is I
sure.
want us to kind of brainstorm and, just not, we've not discussed thoughts, and that's why I get live, and, just, it's what we want to do, but not just for YouTube. Because, we started at Spotify, just kind of messed around with that a little bit.
Yeah.
And I have thought, obviously, I'm going to have thoughts on all this. And, TikTok we have, but we haven't used it. And then,
hmm
weirdly enough, why I want to do all these channels was because we're also technically still on Twitch, though we don't use it, though we did stream for 28 hours this year. I only know that because I got the recap and I laughed. I'm like, wow. So, and it was just like top
That's a lot
games. I
more than
think
I
we had
thought.
Dying Light 2. Well, remember, I hopped on a couple times, but early in the year, we were gaming. We had Dying Light 2. I think there was something else.
Yeah.
We had the Outlast Trials. We did a little of that.
Yep.
I kind of just got myself on to do Rocket League. I think I did a little Dead by Daylight for like a 2v8. So I was just, but 28 hours is nothing. But technically, out of all four platforms, the only one that we've actually made money on this year because we're technically still affiliates, and
I used it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so I wanted to just us to kind of look at each what we want to do, maybe not just if anything, because there could be a chance where like, you know what, it's just a fucking dead thing, and but I kind of again, like it's brainstorming what you want to do, what I want
Yeah.
to do, and just go forward. So yeah, I know you said you had some, you wrote down some notes and thoughts. Obviously, I have some thoughts, and hopefully by the end of this, we were like, okay, not that we will succeed, but at least we might have a plan, and just as kind of an outlook of what we might want to do. So, oh, but
And we
yeah,
can
that
talk about the whole year, right?
well, not I'm not gonna say we're gonna plan out January 1st, but I think what we want to do, like for example, YouTube. What we not just like, all right, we're gonna do this. Maybe some thought. I know we've talked about some things we want to do, but I mean, just
Yeah.
what we want to do, maybe what we might want to do differently than what we did, not just last year, but maybe even a little bit before that. Kind of look at Spotify because I might start off with that because that might lead into YouTube because I do have a thought. And so, yeah, it's not like we're going to be like January, we're going to talk about this. February, we're going to be doing this, So I just want us to get up, just be like, listen, we're almost, I don't want to say wipe the slate clean. Hey, Lee, how's it going? Lee, if you remember
Oh, Lee.
Soto, the guy that joined us for the
Of
Ninja Turtle
course.
Talk.
Yes. Turtle dicks. Turtle dicks. How can I forget?
But yeah, no, I just and then like I said, I'll just put it on live because why not? Because people like Lee might join us and hear what we say and like, hey, that's a good idea, that's a bad idea,
Yeah.
Whatnot, and we always joke like no one's really listening at times, you know how it is, Lee.
Yeah.
You make videos and you're like, yeah, but so yeah, I kind of because there was a lot I think we lost in 2025 by doing that challenge, which
You,
again
you
we
make
come.
you make it sound like the when they go through the dead people at the Oscars. Like we, we lost a lot in 2025. The fuck? Yeah, true, true. Yes, I think like you insinuated last time we talked about this. Of course, like the spirit of the back and forth is what we want to maintain, but I don't think anyone died.
No, 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 no. Well, it depends.
But
No
I
one
get what you're
died.
saying.
Well,
I get
our
what you're saying.
channel,
I get you.
our analytics. I mean, we had some movies that went up, and some. I just mean because we just weren't doing other content. We weren't doing the fun content that we were doing it before. And before we even
Yeah.
get into this, I kind of want to explain. Like before we decided to do this challenge, like Rotten Taste was maybe our biggest thing
Mhm.
that people kind of were watching because we had specific movies, we had the debates, we had discussions, we had fun. We had it with Lee with the turtles. We did it with Mel. All that stuff. But back then we did everything on the PlayStation, and I would
Yeah.
actually listen to the whole podcast, kind of edit down because I know sometimes when I get excited I stutter, or it's just like little things like that, and like okay,
Oh
this is
yeah, for sure.
perfect. And then we
Yeah.
got earlier we were doing that on the PlayStation earlier this year. Then we switched to laptops and mics, but then we got
Mhm.
in this 200 movie challenge, which because they were all hours, I'm like I don't have time to re-listen to this whole thing. I'm like nope, cut, beginning, and go. So I also miss kind of editing something. So I know there's going to be less content, but that doesn't mean hopefully better content. So, uh,
I mean, have you thought about,
Lee, can you
as
hear us?
far
Is that what you're trying to say? I don't know. He's like suspiciously quiet here, chaps. Are we live? Are,
oh,
are our voices on? Hold on. Nope. I just kind of listened to it. All right.
I can hear it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think he was talking about his channel because I just said sometimes our channels are like when we make videos. All right, I just want to make sure I'm like because I know we've done
I
it where we
just,
started talking like wait are we even on? Um,
I like how our title is Brian Storming today.
oh, did I even
Because
spell it?
speaking of Brian, who we love on the show, and I just think that's kind of funny. So shout out to Brian. This show's about you.
Oh my god, I kind of typed that in so fast. Hold on a sec. I really I'm an idiot.
It's okay. It's okay. Brian is a name that you know well, so it makes sense.
Oh no, I'm gonna fix this right now. So Soto, as I'm kind of doing this real quick.
Dear
Um,
Brian.
Yeah, well, my friend Brian actually spells it a lot. Doesn't spell it with an I. He spells it with a Y. So yeah,
Oh,
so
that
not even that.
know that. That's
Um,
nice.
yeah, I gotta fix that. I did not. Good catch. Come on. So
Well, I just happen to be testing, obviously, for the audio. So that's the thing. 2026. The audio is going to be better. That's for sure.
I think our audio was better than last time. At least from like when the PlayStation days and stuff like that.
Oh my
So,
god, especially with my HyperX shitty ass fucking headset that we used to have. Oh my god, yeah, no, this is, our whole entire setup is much better. I just I guess what I wanted to mention was, as far as TikTok goes and stuff, it's like, because we have all that from the 200 movie challenge and things that we do. I know you've done this a couple times, but do you ever like think about clipping some of our like highlights from those things and maybe putting them on TikTok or something like that,
so,
or
so
kind of
I,
generate some
um,
shit from that?
all right. So let's put it this way. I realized that was a missed opportunity. Because I thought about it because we've done some, like because when the 200 movie challenge, and we
Yeah.
did like the first one was with you and Slaughterhouse and Oppenheimer, that joke, and
Yes.
and
Which is
then
great.
I thought about it, I'm like, oh my god, because even early on, and there I think I fixed brainstorming. Sorry, I had to do that. It would have bothered me. Thank you, because I was typing way too fast. So it will update correctly. No, that's where I wanted to talk about with TikTok as well. So I'm like,
Yeah.
I could have gone through every movie, find because if you remember correctly, when we started, I had an idea from the year before when we were doing like the 2024 shit, how I wanted us to do
Mhm.
quick sound bites, and even on our
Yeah.
channel somewhere after 40, I had the first 40 with us with quick lines, and it just
Hmm.
got too much. Again, timing. It was just like, and I lost it. I'm like, I'm not going back. Yeah, I felt like that TikTok. So I was like, I wish if I had time and if I would have thought about it, like, okay, here's where, and I forget which movie he said, like Soto's called the movie a bag of Doritos. I remember you talk. I
Oh
know
yeah.
that, and I'm like, that would be, but just those quick little fun lines. Which, yes, we have a couple because the Slaughterhouse being better than Oppenheimer, which you did change for the final list, but at that time was hilarious. And I knew when we talked about Catnado, I even said it because I'm like, I am clipping this for TikTok, and then I went into my spiel because I was mocking the
Yes, you
I
did.
almost said the Billy Madison quote. So you are 100% correct. I feel that was a missed opportunity where we could have just at least helped enhance our 200 movie challenge. But that's something, looking forward, what we want to do. But yeah, like almost every movie, we could have just kind of clipped out a funny line, 15,
Yeah.
20 seconds, bang, 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 bang. So yeah, I
Yep.
100% agree with you. I was thinking about that. I'm like, that, because it's not that hard to do. At least that, doing a quick TikTok short, if I can just find the quick audio, find a
Yep.
picture, because we don't do our face cams, and then, people have seen it, just like throw it on. If it hits, it hits. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Um,
Right.
no, you're 100% correct. So hopefully going forward, if I can pay attention a little more and, like, okay, let's get more clips, not just gaming clips, but movie things. So, Soto, I want to start. I know at least so I want to talk about Spotify, and this is going to kind of
Okay.
lead into YouTube because this might be a quick thing, not a quick thing. I just want to see your thoughts because this could lead again to YouTube. So yes, I've on Spotify, I because I wanted to test out the waters for us. I'm like, I'm kind of curious. I was not going to do
Mhm.
all these other podcasts. Spotify just seems to be the most popular. I threw on obviously the 200 movie challenge, which barely no one watched. I threw in um, I actually put up all just for the fun of it. Weekly, I put up all our Rotten Taste videos, just like, hey, this is past, just to see what would hit. And then we were doing live. We were doing stuff live on YouTube, and I'm like, okay, this is going to be more of the comedy. So my thought, just for
Mhm.
that, which kind of because YouTube's going to be kind of the wider variety out of everything possibly, or um, looking at like the analytics, yeah, it's not like we had a lot of people watch. But more people watched our Rotten Taste
Yes.
than our We Have Thoughts. And
Mhm.
so my first point, and this more for Spotify, but again, this is something we need to do. I think we need to just not that we're going to erase everything we've done, but start something new. But it be
Mhm.
movies. Now, by that I mean because the one thing we've always done well is the topics.
Right.
If you look at some of our videos, we joked about prequels versus sequels. You kind of threw in there, Jennifer Aniston versus Courtney Cox, but just all that stuff.
Mhm.
So if we brainstormed like at the beginning of each month, like, hey, these are certain topics, like it doesn't have to be about a certain movie, but for example, like Valentine's Day, I'm just going to use this. If you finally watched The Notebook, like you promised everyone last year, and then I'm like, you're like, hey, I'm going to watch this. I'm like, what if we did something about romantic movies? Like, is The Notebook the best? And then you're like, hey, that's a good idea. So we're in agreement, and it's like, by then it's like, okay, I need to watch it or maybe watch parts of it. So, but then we both come in like with our own thoughts. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not like we have to watch these 5, 6 movies, but we're like, hey, no, what about this movie? What about the, just I think having a movie topic one, we just is probably our best bet because that's who we are.
Yeah.
If you really think about what we do best, it's the movies. Yes, we like the sports, we like the video gaming. We had our wrestling that until it fucking left, Peacock, and now it's back on, or back on
No.
ESPN. So we kind of just lost that. Which that some of those had some views, but I don't, and I also don't want to overthink like the name of our podcast because it's still going to be under the Soda and Chad because if you can find anything, go there, but call it something simple. I think we were
Yeah.
just trying to overthink it, even if I do want the word blockbuster in it, but can't be blockbuster video, but like blockbuster discussions, blockbuster pot, just debate, whatever. I think that would be where we need to go, and we don't rush it. We just discuss some ideas like ahead of time, and we're like, "That's good. All right, let's do that." I know we've talked about doing like a director. We've talked about doing a Kevin Smith. Like, hey, why don't we talk about his early work from Clerks to Jay and Silent Bob? Because just or like Quentin Tarantino. But I think as I know we both have ideas. It's like, okay, this is a topic we're both into. We don't have to watch everything, but we can just for our own homework at our own time. And then in a few weeks, like, okay, we're going to talk about this. We know some are going to be
Right.
more major discussions, some might be minor. And I think the time, I don't think we should care about time. I would say more like a half an hour. But you know what? If we go under, we go under. If we go 40, as long as the discussion's good. And we would not do that live. I would like to take a
Right.
little time to like re-listen to it. Have you like okay,
Yeah.
and then because the one thing, and this is YouTube, I'm going to get myself away from because I've always done this for a channel. I always like we need to release something once a week. Get a schedule. No, I'd rather have something good and then release it. Like and if we release 3 a week, we release 3 a week. If it's 0 a week, that's fine. But that's my thought about Spotify. I would like to do a purely
Yeah.
movie identity, which then we can also just pop on
Only
YouTube,
movies.
depending on how where we go. But
I
that's
see.
hmm?
I said I see.
Yeah.
Okay, so just strictly a movie vibe. I mean, I still like the idea of Rotten Taste. I don't think we've seen everything that we can at a Rotten Taste. I know that you're trying to get everything under a different umbrella, but I like the idea of Rotten Taste because I just like the idea of watching shitty movies that we really like.
But then that's an episode that can
Right.
say we've talked about Weekend at Bernie's. So just be like, hey, if
Or
we're
Ace
like
Ventura.
yeah, Ace Ventura. So if we're like, hey,
Right.
so instead of just continuing on just the movie, but so we can still do that, but just I think Spotify is just movies. So like yeah, for example, for one episode, say hey Ace Ventura and Ace Ventura 2. I like somehow say both are on. And we can talk about those 2 movies, and that's an episode. If
Mhm.
it's I
Oh, okay.
so it can be anything. I'm just saying it, but I don't want to limit us to movie reviews. What Rotten Taste was. If all of a sudden you came up with this idea, kind of like you did with the prequels versus sequels, or no, the other one, did Luke Skywalker die because he was too old? Fucking hilarious. You see what I'm saying?
Oh,
So
God.
it's like it's just all things movies. We can just decide like, hey, what movie? Like when Terrifier 4 comes out, we both know we're gonna
No.
fuck it. But just be like, hey, let's do we do a review and just talk about the history of Terrifier? We don't have to go back and watch the first 3, but just where
Mhm.
we might think Art the Clown ranks among the all-time greats. After but that's what we can do. Just take a movie and just twerk it a little. So
Yeah.
no, we're not going to stop bad movie reviews. I think we're going to do more. I think me and you will discuss like, hey, because I think I saw Weekend at Bernie's on Tubi. I'm like, that was one that was on our radar, but I want to push away Ron to it just all under one mantle, but it can be its own episode. Just like, hey, we're
Mhm.
going to talk Weekend at Bernie's, old Rotten Taste style, like but the idea of why we love the cheesy movies. So I just think Spotify instead of, just like purely movies, because I think they hit better for us, but that's just mine. opinion. But then, yes, we can throw
Yeah.
the video on YouTube. So, well, depending on how things go.
Yeah, right, videos. Well, not to go too much off topic, but we've got some video ideas, or at least short ones. But I guess we can go back to it. But I do have two mics now um, that connect to, I don't know, a cell phone. At least we can get the audio right in case we ever need to, eat a very very large pizza.
So
But
let's go to our YouTube channel, because to me, yes, like I said, that was just Spotify. Yeah, we're obviously not doing the movie challenge. I agree with you that doing these kind of, I would say, more variety, because it again take time to edit, this and that. Yeah, we'll probably end up showing our faces, because yeah, as much as I'm afraid, not that I'm afraid, I'm like, I feel like I'm gonna fail you on this challenge, because sometimes I'm just like, there's no way I can do this. Then I think I'm like, you know what? It will
I don't know
still
if
be.
it's healthy for us to do it. I don't think it's a good idea. I don't think at this age, I think we might be too old for this.
I agree. But you know what? And again, well, this is something, but I would like to do
Food challenges.
different things. But it
Yeah.
would be hilarious. And I think there, because you also mentioned having me try a drink live, where you just, I
Oh
think
my
doing,
god, yeah, my lord.
and so, yeah,
Yeah.
even they were just like 10-minute, because I think, well, not that we're monetized yet, but um, I agree with you. I would like to do more variety, but I would also, I still don't mind doing the live things like we have. Like, all right, let's just do random topics, stuff
Yep.
like that. Like we do, just the we have thoughts, which is fine. We just might. I don't want to rush any videos anymore. I don't want to be like, all right, we got to
Yeah.
get these movies. Like, okay, like if we do this pizza thing, which we can't even do until February, and that's just because I need football to be over. I just want it had nothing to do with it. It's like, because your Patriots and my Bears are in the playoffs, and we both agreed if we do this, we have to do this on a Saturday because the next day is recovery day, regardless.
Yeah.
And
The
I'm
whole
like,
entire recovery
if your
day. Yeah.
Patriots are playing on a Sunday morning, because we don't know the
Yeah.
play, like Sunday, you on field, I want to watch, I want to enjoy. So I'm like, we need football to be over before we can even attempt this. But you're right, like what you did at Fun Spot, or if we did other, just kind of fun videos instead of just because now I'm on a laptop, I can get screenshots, because in PlayStation I had to take it on my phone, cut it, send it to my PlayStation. So like the quality was shit, but I'm like, we need something.
Yeah.
No, I'm with
Maybe
you.
little short things, even little short things for TikTok too. Like, because like even with the roast beef and cheese thing that we
Mhm.
joked about, that's a quick thing, quick edit. That's a TikTok. I know you say a child could make roast beef, but I mean, I
I was just
compare
making fun of
myself
you.
to a child. No, and you're right, because I'm just like, sometimes I'm like, am I doing this right? And then I think to myself, it's warm, the cheese is melted. You're doing this right.
That's it, and that. But I get the joke behind it, and I think we can, yes, because that's something that honestly we can make into a 5-minute joke, but we can cut it down to a quick 60-second joke video as well for TikTok. Because I don't know what the outside of just finding more just quick clips. Like, I don't have much of an idea of TikTok. I know just the movie thing was a missed opportunity. Because again, it would just been every
Yeah,
movie, just like, hey,
because that's how you get out there, right? Like, and I don't know much about this, even though we've been doing this for almost what, 5 years? So
some
2021.
something like that.
So we've been doing this since 2021, and I'm 44 now. Because I remember my 40th, you were at my part. We did a Ninja Turtles party.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so we've been doing this for a long time, but I get where you're coming from. You're like, okay, well, we've done it this way this whole time, like the rushing it, and it's not really doing much. Um, so let's try a different approach. I think that having those little like edits or whatever and taking our time with it, being able to put stuff off on TikTok and kind of drive people back to the content, I think would be the best way to do it. I think with the 200 movie challenge, it wasn't, we were not doing that for anybody except ourselves.
True.
So it was like a personal goal that we document. If we're coming down to it, like it's that's we both had a thing. We both wanted to reconnect with movies, and we documented it. But that project took up an entire year of content
Yep.
and just stymied everything else. So I think I think where you're going, and I think where we should go is the idea of recalibrating it and going back to what we used to do before the 200 movie challenge. Like it's like that's like the line of demarcation. It's like, all right, so what did we learn this whole entire time? We have way better audio. Um, if we take our time with stuff and run stuff by each other as far as structure goes for some of these episodes, like the movie ones, like if we're talking about, and I'm just throwing it out there, but just like a Tarantino kind of a thing, right? We're watching I think it's 8 movies that he has. Um, those kind of projects like really work up, really be like, okay, cool. And then I'm going to go here and then I'm going to go here. And, have that take as much time as it takes and have, better quality product. And then we can take clips off of that and put that on TikTok or whatever that we need to do. So at least that's what I'm thinking.
Correct.
I mean, I know it's very basic, but
no, and that's exactly it. It's just, I do want to format a little, and yes, we are going to hinder our way sometimes. We always do. And also what I can mess around with a little bit, though we can't use full clips, but we can use quick movie, like clips. Because I know they can. You can do it. Basically, for, a lot of channels do it. We just can't, but the hard part is we also don't show our faces. So it'd have to, you know what I mean?
right.
Which I know I've said is like, it feels like the next step, which I think some of the projects will. And in time, maybe our podcast will, whether it's just our little faces in the left and the right. I don't know. That's something we'll come up with. I don't want us to lose the movies. And I agree. Like I said, and it's not just, I don't want to do what the 200 movie challenge. I still want to do reviews, but I want to do reviews that we want to do. Like, again, going back to like, hey, Ace Ventura, because we did the Jim Carrey versus Will Ferrell. Like that was one of our fun discussions. And that was a whole podcast in itself. But again, we can plan it. Like, okay, this one might, like you said, the Tarantino might take a little time. So like we know we're going to hit it. But then one discussion, we're like, all right, let's just hit this. It's going to be funny, probably 20, whatever. Like Luke Skywalker being old shit. So yeah, I think we, like you said, we can brainstorm some ideas and but coming in grains, like, okay, why don't we do this? We know we're going to do this. We know we're going to do that. What if we did, and you're right, format it. And probably won't do it live because then we can be like, all right, hold on, let's just redo this or whatnot.
Yeah.
Which is the way So, but I also like the idea of doing variety, doing some of the funny shit, but trying something new. The even it isn't smart, but doing the 28-inch pizza challenge in 28 minutes.
Oh my god, no!
But I think it'd be funny because it'd just be funny in our failure. Don't get me wrong. I hope. And I'm like, because I'm like, all right, new year. I kind of, have some goals for myself, but I'm like, there's just no way. I'm like, I don't think I could do this.
I don't know if it's because I just don't know if it's a good idea. Like, I think when we were 20 years younger than what we are now, like we were strong. You know what I mean? Like our bodies could bounce back from stupidity.
Yeah.
And if I've learned anything the last like 4 or 5 years, I don't bounce. The bounce back ability has left me. Like I have to now pick my spots. Like if I was I'd have to almost like prepare for an entire week or something like that just to get this pizza inside of me, and then I'd have to have some sort of like pre-pizza ritual where I'm like, okay, I've got to get my electrolytes up, or I've got to, because I don't want to die the next day. Like I literally don't want to die. I don't know. Like, could I eat a large pizza? I mean, conceptually. Yeah, in my mind, I feel like I could. But I also felt like I could jump inside of a bouncy house earlier this year, and I was wrong. I paid a price with that, with my whole entire body, just for the most simplest thing. So, I don't know, maybe like I'll start working out just to get ready for this pizza, but there's going to have to be a lot before I decide to eat this pizza, that's for sure.
And we might not do this, but it is a thought. But it also could bring in, and I know it's been done, you see it everywhere else, but just like, I know we got to talk about this, the hockey game, and Kaylee wants to go to, she hasn't done, we need to go old school again, go to a wing place and do the spicy ones before we leave. And we're going to talk about this off air a little bit. Because,
is this going to be on a Saturday?
It's a Saturday.
Perfect, because that way I can recover on
Sunday. Well, it's one wing. But anyhow, so for those listening, we had a tradition with my daughter a long time ago. Because I won tickets like a hockey game, took her. She loved it. I think she just loved the fights. Like it wasn't more about that. And then, yes, you joined. My friend Brian joined. And we, we've gone to quite a few times. We've tried a couple, but in the beginning, because there was even the wing place that was near where I live. And then when like we eat regular whatever you want. But before we left, we get the spiciest thing and each just have a wing if we can do it. There's a picture of Keely's face. But my point
Oh
being, taking a video of us eating the spicy or dumbass shit, whether it's spicy or gross. Because what is that? What's the drink you want me to try? I forgot the name of it.
Oh, it's called Malort.
Malort.
And
Okay.
if you remember, I sent you a video of me trying out an alcohol.
Yep.
I
Vaguely
didn't post
remember.
it on anything,
Oh, I wouldn't
but
post
I
anything.
can.
Not without your permission.
Yeah, but it was me trying some alcohol basically. So I was like your own like Twitter or your own TikTok, but it was me trying this Malort and just going through like all the stages of dealing with drinking this thing. It's a Chicago
Yeah.
It's a Chicago staple. I think they were putting Malort in their hot chocolates in one of the recent games that they had. The people in the stands. When I tell you that this is one of the most disgusting liquors I've ever had in my life, it is without a doubt. It tastes like the backseat of a car. It is really bad, really bad. Um, and as a Chicago dude, I feel like you should at least know about this. So
Oh, I
you
know
should at
about
least
it
try.
now. Well, I've tried it.
I think your face won't be able to hide your facial expression when this like gets into your mouth because it is one of the most disgusting alcohols I've ever had, and I think it'd be funny to just see what you think, and then we can put both reactions side by side.
However you want to do it, we'll discuss it. But yes, I am down for shit like that. It's like, all right, let's try it. Because, like you said, it can, first of all, be a longer video on
Mhm.
YouTube because you can explain the drink, give a little history, or if Sarah wants it, because I know where she works, however you want to do it, and then cut to
Mhm.
me and just like have it before and after. Whereas in TikTok, it's just, all right, I'm drinking this, I mean, blah, 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 and just, because TikTok, 60 seconds, if that.
Yeah,
Um,
if that.
well, yeah, unless you're like sponsor or whatnot. I know some videos are longer, but that's because they make money. But anyhow, but yeah, I'm down for doing something different. If it's funny, if we think it's funny, even random stuff. We talked about going to Louis and doing restaurant review. Let's go
Yeah.
to like the worst restaurants of the night. I'm not going to Louis.
Well, and
Louis
the
is a
best part
restaurant.
is like we don't have to use the audio from the cell phones because we just clip these mics onto our shirt and we just use the audio from the mic, so it'll sound professional as well. Like it won't sound like you're clearly like using the cell phone audio. It'll sound like you actually like you hear your voice just like you would with any sort of professional TikTok. So, I mean, at least I figured we got to try it. Like if we have these mics, we should give it a shot.
Oh, I'm all down for
Just
it.
see what happens. You know what I mean? But I think that stuff, can happen as it happens. I mean, I prefer to do activities when it gets warmer, but
Oh
whatever.
no, I agree. No,
Um,
I'm not saying we're doing
like,
this next week.
because we are in not the dark days because the sun is going down later and later now. I can
Yeah.
already tell because it's like almost like 5 o'clock
Well, we're
now. The
past
sun's
December
going down.
21st. That's the shortest day of the year. So
Yeah, as soon as we go the other way, and it's like noticeable, but it's still fucking balls cold out there. You've been working out in it,
yep,
so it's
I'm
goddamn
layered up.
fucking freezing. But to go back to the thing about the core of what we do is, if you want to be a movie and podcast where we talk about things like that, I'm totally down. I just think I know we don't do this much. I know a lot of what I know a lot of the good stuff that happens for us is it tends to be spontaneous, but I think that there's probably a way to add structure to what we're doing and still allowing for a little bit of spontaneity in there as well. I don't know how we get there, but just thinking out loud, it's like, okay, like, I mean, look, we're not like expert podcasters by any stretch of the imagination, but we have like recorded like a shit ton of
lot.
videos.
Yeah.
Like, like at how we sounded at the beginning,
Oh my god.
versus like how we sound now, even cadence, even like knowing, like I may not be able to verbalize it in my own mind, but I am used to how you talk and you're used to how I talk, and like we're used to each other's kind of like vibes because we've done it so many fucking times. And I think that the last 4 years have been a lot of good practice in kind of getting in that cadence and trying to come up with a vibe. I think the next step is to be like, okay, cool. Like, here's our official podcast. It's about movies. That's our brand. And here's the discussions that we're gonna have, and then we talk about them maybe, and maybe one night we'll just get on Discord and be like, all right, so we're gonna record on Thursday. So here's what I'm thinking as far as hitting these points for this, and this is that, blah blah. Like, both have an idea of what we're trying to do, and then kind of see how it goes. Even that amount of planning is more than what we've done, obviously in the past. We just basically like, all right, did you do your homework? It's like, yeah, I did my homework. All right, cool. Here we go. We're going to record and go ahead and give your book report. Which basically was the 200 movie challenge.
Yeah, pretty much.
But if you want it, I think that's probably where you're thinking about going, is that it's
I want to be clear about something. I want our Spotify to just be movies. I will still, I want us, because I want to separate that. I feel like our YouTube is still going to be variety. I don't think we need an identity there because the identity is us. All I'm going to do is take whatever podcasts that are movie based, the discussions, and that's still us. I still think we're going to do more of that than anything else. And I just want to make Spotify movies. When we do the live stuff, if we do it, like the hour stuff we do, I might cut it and still put it on the We Have Thoughts. But I want to create a movie topic for Spotify because I think for us, if anything's going to hit, because of the way we talk, it's movies. YouTube, though, I still don't want us to lose all the other shit we've done. We're still going to put the movie stuff there. Mm-hmm. So the other thing is gaming.
Yes.
Because now to kind of bring in Twitch a little bit. Mm-hmm. We've talked about this, I feel like, for 2 years, because obviously this all started for us is mainly more Twitch. We wanted to do gaming, we wanted to do live streaming. The YouTube was kind of extra for highlights. It flip-flopped.
Oh, I was hammered all the time. I was hammered in every single
so it's Spotify, and I don't know if we can commit to this. I don't think we should be streaming gaming on YouTube. I don't think that really does well for us. I know we kind of did both, but again, depending on how things go, because if we ever get a game together, or just streaming gaming. But even if there's a game discussion, Soto, do you know our best video now on our channel? It's the Returnal. It's the one I said is Returnal the best co-op game ever. It's like 2.2K.
What?
It keeps going through these weird and people still comment. It is now our number one video.
Wow.
Even more so
that was an awesome project right there, that's for sure.
Because we had all that thing, and I actually played I think some gameplay from me doing the tower just so something would happen, if I remember correctly. Because I know we have separate videos, and us being the final boss is up there too, not the top one. But it's so I don't want to say, like I said, the YouTube I think is still going to be a variety. I think my point being is now the movies, I don't. When I put it on Spotify, I just want to put, I want to create something new. That's just movie based for Spotify. So we can pull it's all going to go on YouTube one way or another, unless something hits. Because that's how a lot of these channels start. They're just again, if somehow this hits, okay, let's focus on this. We're getting people now, that's when but for now it's still just us. So, but I was thinking, I want to look into streaming us talking on Twitch, because if there's a game topic, I just want to see how well it works. We might not get a lot of viewers, but I don't know. I always say this.
The casual shit that people do on Twitch.
Yeah. Well, some people, because they're mainly more on Twitch than YouTube, they'll just chat. And I don't know if there's a way I can do both. I might try it. But I do hope maybe we can find a way to game more, even whether together or separately. Just hey, I know you got a new game you just started. And I always mispronounce it, the Claire Expedition. What is it called again? I always.
It's Claire Obscure Expedition 33, and go back on that. I think one of the things that I guess I want to do more of. So yeah, I definitely want a game. That's a thing that is on my list. Especially clipping from our games. I love that shit. But even if we don't go live, clipping on the things that we have that we're playing, I got to get more mindful of that, because sometimes when I'm playing by myself, funny shit happens. And and I should clip that, even if it's just whatever, a 30-second clip, just something to put up on TikTok or whatever. Um, I'd like to do more of that. I miss the gaming stuff because
Yeah.
that's where the random shit happens, where we say the stupidest shit. Um, at least that's the most fun that I've had. I still think back on coming in and hitting you with the truck and stuff. That's still one of my favorite videos.
The
One of my
Resident
favorite
Evil,
videos.
yeah.
Yeah, because I mean it's so spontaneous, and our reactions are fucking great on the fly. Putting us in those positions where we could do that more often, I think is something that I think will be positive, right? I mean, that's where I have fun. And obviously, I've been playing a lot of video games lately. I think with the 200 movie thing, I didn't play as much games because I mean, I didn't. If I had free time, I should be watching movies, which is kind of funny because now I texted you this yesterday, but I'll be like, oh, I got a couple hours. I should watch a movie. And I'm like, wait, I don't. Why should I watch a movie? I'm not reporting on it. Like, I don't have to fucking watch a movie just to watch a movie. Like that was weird to me.
Yeah.
Because I've seen some movies recently that I've already seen during the holiday season, especially, and that was kind of fun. But watching a new movie just for the sake of watching a new movie is kind of weird without having to have some sort of reason for doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because before I was like, oh yeah, like, oh, I've got some free time. Awesome, I can get a movie in. I was like always what my thinking was in basically for an entire year straight. But I'm playing a lot more video games, and I played. Obviously, I'm playing Claire Obscure now for already 10 hours, and I just got it like the other day. I don't what it's Friday, so and I'm enjoying myself, and I'm enjoying like spending like my free time and playing games because I love playing video games. So I think to your point about YouTube, right? Like I think there's more room for that than we definitely did last year. I mean, if it's like a Friday night thing or whatever, we just have to figure out what game we want to play, and kind of just be like, okay, cool, this is the game we're gonna play. It's gonna be our project. I mean, Returnal was a 6-month project.
Yeah, it was because it's difficult.
We got a lot.
Obviously, we didn't even meet together every week. We went, I think, a month sometimes. We couldn't play.
That's right.
So I think if we were playing together every day, Returnal, obviously it would have been a lot quicker. It was just no, I agree. But that's again, I mean, there's two things about this. If you just stream on Twitch and something happens, if you tell me, I can highlight it, or if you learn how to and maybe practice this, save a clip, and wait, you did no, you went live
I just
with that
did recently.
thing.
No, but I just recently saved a clip and put it on my TikTok.
Oh, did you? I did not see.
It was like a 30-second clip or something like that. It was just like me killing an entire room of enemies, like in a really hilarious way. Because I basically had set up all these barrels in the room, explosive barrels. Like my characters just go around and set up barrels around every single bad guy in the room, and then I climbed up to the roof and made sure everybody was like set up and separated, and I just shot a fireball into the middle of the room, and I literally killed every single enemy that was, including the boss. And it was incredibly satisfying to watch everything blow up. As you know, I like to watch it blow up. So that's kind of stuff that like I'm trying to be more mindful of when I play games, and being like, oh, that was really funny, I should clip that, right? The same thing happened with me getting attacked by a mountain cat in Red Dead.
But you went live, and that's how I got it, if I remember correctly, because you were going live on Twitch for that.
Yes,
and then that's how I could steal it.
Distracting me. My cats were distracting me in real life, and then I got
mauled by a cat in the game as you logged in.
Yes,
but yeah, now that because Jill's done it too with like Dead by Daylight, and she's made clips, more for herself. She doesn't post it for anyone else. I joke because I'm like, you have more gaming clips on here than this was for years. I'm like, clean the shit up. She had clips for like a year, but no. And if there's a way, because I don't want you to screw it up, but even if I can get a hold of it, because even if like you uploaded it to YouTube, or if I can get it, then I can make it a YouTube short, because I know I'm more you know,
I
I
can
got
send
to.
you like because like I can send you like the videos and shit. Because like what I do is I clip them on my PlayStation,
Yep.
and then on my PS app I upload the capture, and then I download it onto my phone as like a video, and then I can text you the video.
So,
You know.
FYI, mean, it depends on if after you clip it, if you go to Share Factory, I mean, I guess you can trim it on the PlayStation too, but I usually do that. That's how I like trim it sometimes.
Yeah,
Um,
no, I did that on Share Factory
okay,
too. Yeah,
yeah, then
it was
no,
like a
because I've done the same thing. Go to my phone, download it, stuff like that. Um,
oh no, I edited it first in Share
all right,
Factory,
yeah, yeah,
and then
okay,
yeah, because I was like, I don't want to fucking have a 2 minute long video. Like 30 seconds is like the most, right? Then that's usually
30 to 60.
in a
You
game.
could probably get away with 60 seconds. Well, it depends on it, but
That's
that's usually the most as
the
far
30
as
seconds
60.
is a nice quick hit. It's like
Correct.
30 seconds. Okay, cool. Yep, done.
Yeah. Um, no, but even stuff like that, yeah, I can throw on our TikTok. Because again, it's been our TikTok has been kind of, again, missed opportunity with the friggin' movie shit. We had a couple, and then I did a quick recap, and then TikTok did a recap for me, and I'm like, oh, what does this button do? And I ended up sharing that recap. I'm like, well, fuck it, it's out there now. But I'm like, well,
Oh yeah, saw that.
well,
Yeah.
no, because I did the podcast one because I was cleaning up my laptop. And I'm like, all right, I kind of did this last year with 100 pictures. I'm like, I'll just podcast pics, blah, 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 double them up. Again, more for us because, again, cleaning out the computer. And then, yeah, then I saw that I was on TikTok. I'm like, oh, this is kind of cool. Then well, I'm like, whatever. But yeah, I don't think there is much, but we always discuss things. And yeah, so I know I want to get better on that. But if we do movies, like, okay, I got this because now I put the TikTok on I never looked at it on my laptop. I always play with my phone. I'm like, now I can kind of be quick and easy about this. So,
Yeah.
uh, but yeah, I would. You're right. We have to find a game, and meet up. Even if we don't go live, like I can easily clip like you can, but yeah, we have to find a game. I mean, I know there's a game we'll play at the end of the year. I think it's supposed to come out Directive 8020. That's the
Oh, that got pushed all the way at the end of
I
2026.
I 2026, I think. I
Jesus.
I think, yeah, because I'm gonna look it up now. But we've been playing those games, and obviously those games, there's a couple that I found, to re-upload, but I don't want to re-upload too much of the old stuff. Um, yeah, actually, it just says it's set for release in 2026. I don't know. Um, oh, it says expecting in the first half of 2026. I thought it was going to come out like third quarter. Oh, yeah. So there's no
That's not so
official
bad.
date, but it's going to be this year. And someone's saying, yeah, it was originally set for October 2nd, 2025. And then it got pushed back. So it says first half of 2026. So we'll see. I know that's a game we'll get. And I think
Well,
we
that's some con.
um but we'll there might be other games too. But even if we're just playing our own games, just go live. I it's hard part. It's like we
Yeah.
just need to go live. It's me too because I think I've done it a couple times. I'm like, I just don't think about it. I'm just like you, just sitting there enjoying myself. Um,
Well, some games I would like Expedition 33. I would like to go live, but I don't want anybody to fucking spoil like any because like that game. The reason it's so enthralling to me right now is that the story is fucking great. The setup is great.
mhm.
So when you have a really good game that has like a fucking mysterious like start, you're like, well, fuck. Now I have to play this game to find out what the fuck is happening here.
Yeah,
But like if it's a game like Baldur's Gate or something like that I'm playing for fun, or hell, even Diablo, which I'm playing with Sarah. Even that could be pretty funny. Um, yeah, I just got yeah. Again, we'll figure that out. But I don't like. Isn't that game fucking Split Fiction? How much is that game? Isn't that game's a 2 player game, right?
and there's a couple other games people suggest to us. Already forgot. Wasn't there something like Kingdom Come 2 or something like that? Am I saying that? Like
That's 2 player.
I remember. I think someone suggested us something. Remnants of Ash. I don't know. Hold
Oh
on.
yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I mean, we can kind of look because I know we're both very like, oh, I don't want to pay for games, blah blah blah. But depending.
I don't mind now that I'm in my old age. I just had this conversation with Sarah the other day where it's like, hell, like if you like a game, just fucking buy the game.
Hmm.
Like, who cares? Like, if you want to play it, just fucking play it. It's like, and it's not like it's gonna make me broke. It's not
No.
like I clearly don't have some sort of like buying gaming addiction. So, every once in a while, because I was like, saving my gift cards, and Sarah was like, "What are you saving your gift cards for?" I'm like, "I don't know, just in case I need it." And she's like, "Isn't there a game you want to play?" And I was like, "Well, yeah, and that Expedition 33 sounds pretty good." And her friend at work recommended it as well, and she was like, "Well, then fucking buy it." And I was like, "Yeah, why am I like hesitating on this? If I don't like it, I don't like it, and then that's it. I just move on because I have 300 other games." And thankfully with this one, but like I'm much more. I mean, I'm not gonna buy fucking a game a week.
No.
Hell no.
No,
But you're
no.
gonna buy Resident Evil like
I
day
yeah,
one.
I've always done the Resident Evil games pretty much day one, and I actually have like you. I haven't put it on my account. I have some cards. I'm like, fuck it. I'm just gonna because I'm excited because it's gonna be a good mix of horror and action. And I'm gonna tell you this, Soto, if they actually release the demo, because they do, your ass is getting on Twitch and you're streaming the demo. We
Oh
both
no,
are. We both
it's
will. Do
scary,
not get me wrong. And
scary game.
well, yeah, it's going to be, yeah, because I think it's the main, she's her, what's her name? Grace. But obviously she's not used to this shit. So you play that, her parts are going to be more horror inducing, but Leon Kennedy's in it. Obviously, Leon's not going to be scared of shit. He's been through this for like 30 years or some shit, but his is going to be
Yeah.
a little more action. So I think the change of pace is actually going to be well done. But we'll see. I'm trying to find also, I'm trying to find the comments on our thing. I want to find what someone said. I can't remember the game. But yeah, we can kind of look through games that might also be free and just be like, okay, this is what we need to play or something like that. But yeah, Split Fiction's under $40. It's like $39.79 and it's on sale until January 8th.
Cool. So it's on sale.
That's on sale. It's usually $50. So again, I'm not saying we have to. I'm not saying we're gonna rush and get that one. But there's other games, that we could do. We'll just have to look it up and like, all right, can we have fun with this? Is this anything in particular that we can make good? We shall see.
Yeah, it'd be nice to have just a solid like couple projects this year of games. It'd be like, all right, we're gonna co-op these games. And just have like a rough idea of which ones we're gonna do. Because sometimes I know it takes forever, but and then plus we also got like football that's gonna be coming up like in August. I know you don't want to talk about the year, but
Well, I do want to talk about something with football because I know right now this is the last week before playoffs.
sure
Maybe
is.
next Thursday, if you're free, we live stream and we will talk our thoughts about the playoffs. Maybe like you take AFC, like who might win.
Yeah.
It'll probably be our last one. But yeah, no, I do want to do something next week once the schedule is kind of set, and that's going to be the hard part.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot. I mean, we've seen every fucking game, or we've seen every fucking week. We know what's up. I mean, shit, man, the Rams. But we'll talk about that on Thursday.
Yeah. All right. Someone suggested to us what it was Remnant 2, and that's on sale.
Yes.
That's like $50. I thought there was like a Remnant from the Ashes, but I don't think that's co-op.
I'll do some research on co-op stuff, and I'll throw some stuff your way. I'll brainstorm on a name for the podcast too. I guess we'll go back and forth.
Well, yeah. I mean, like I said, I want to keep it simple. I don't want to overthink it. Like even with the word blockbuster, whether it's just so if someone sees it, they know what we're doing. Remnant from the Ashes is free, and it does say network players 2 to 3. So
nice.
just putting that out there. So again, that's something we can throw on Twitch, and obviously, funny moments happen. They happen, and I'll clip them.
So it'd be tough to beat Returnal, man. Returnal is just such a fucking. It's hard, but it is such a smooth fucking ass experience, man. Smooth experience. The graphics are on point. I don't want to talk myself into playing Returnal again, but it was hard but extremely rewarding, and it was really really well done. Because didn't we play the fucking vampire game? That one fucking sucked.
Oh, yes.
We got that one
talking about. I can't remember the name of it because that's how quickly it left. That's where the punch in the box came.
Evil West? Evil West?
That sounds right. That sounds 100% right. But yeah, no, that wasn't good. I mean, we've done Back for Blood. Back for Blood? Blood for yeah, right? That was the name of it.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's it. Yeah.
So there's other, there's definitely quick games we can probably do. We can look what's free. And we've done, obviously It Takes Two. We had A Way Out. So there's definitely games out there. Um, and so it just, as long as it's co-op and it's free, we can give it a shot. If it sucks, like we did Dying Light, we just lost Dying Light 2 because it stopped being free. That's what kind of killed that progress.
Yeah.
But if we go through, like, I'm fine with trying anything. Even remember we have that what Operation Tango, a nice little puzzle game. I know you're a
right.
big fan of puzzles, but
Oh God, no. As you know.
dude, we did
Thankfully,
Resident Evil 5 and 6.
well, at least you were there to direct me to the puzzles. I just don't like doing them by myself. But
Well, we were,
yeah,
yeah, we got separated some parts, so it's kind of hard. But all right, so let's kind of backtrack with all this. Twitch, we're
yep.
just going to have to try harder. But I think if we start gaming together,
Which,
we'll.
try harder.
Well,
My notes right now.
I'm not gonna lie about it. We both are just like, yeah.
Try
But
harder.
I think gaming streaming should just be on Twitch because, like I said, I don't think YouTube, whatever. And I can clip that. As far as TikTok, we're just gonna need more content, but I think we just need to be aware. Because again, I think, like you said, any quick things from podcasts, any fun videos we end up doing with me trying that Merlot drink or whatever the fuck, I already forgot the name of it. That's how quickly that leaves my mind.
You'll
But
never
that's
forget.
the stuff I'm game for. And even with those mics, like if we ever went back to Fun Spot, we can just kind of
Yeah.
talk like, all right, here's like if you're playing, I forgot what game you kind of get stuck, but it's just like Dig Dug, like just do a quick 30-second talk and like in video, it'll probably more clear because I couldn't. You took a video of me playing Burger Time, and it was just the video, and you sent it to me, but it was just so fuzzy. Like I don't know. I was just like I can't use this because I was gonna put it in that Fun Spot video that ended up just being pictures, but just
Yeah.
yeah, just random stuff
One
like
of our
that.
biggest videos.
It was until Returnal and then Kung Fu Killer. I hate to tell you this, Kung Fu Killer somehow is 2K, but with like no other interactions, like no one comments. The Returnal one, at least, yeah, people are watching and commenting, and they've asked like, "How hard is this really?" I'm like, dude, it's fun with a friend, but yeah, it's difficult.
I can't even imagine what it's like by myself. I mean, I played it a couple times alone, but it's like, man, some of those fucking bosses, dude. We really had to fucking dig deep in those fucking videos. Holy shit.
Mm-hmm.
So, and we have better audio with that too. Like I just got like a new fucking headset too for gaming. I feel like I haven't even used it. Yeah, now that I'm not doing 200 movie challenge, I definitely want to play games more.
Which you can, and like I said, YouTube's still gonna be variety. I just would like to go back, just again, we'll stick with the movie things, but not like 200 movie challenge. Just we'll discuss it. Like, hey, why don't we both watch Ace Ventura, Weekend at Bernie's? I know those have been on our tip of our, we just haven't hit them. But then like, okay, let's talk about Quentin Tarantino, or let's talk about this. Just think of topics. And yeah, it's not like we're gonna hit 10 topics in a month. Be like, all right, we're gonna meet next week. Why don't we do this topic first? But then we know, okay, this Tarantino one may be a bigger one. Let's save this for 3-4 weeks so we can prepare whether we want to watch movies or just how do we want to do this?
Yeah.
Do we want to hit his whole catalog? Do we just want to hit certain movies? And you do that, like I said, we can do that for other ones, like why Kevin Smith started, and then what the fuck happened with like Cop Out, and it's shit. Whatever we decide, and we'll obviously that'll be discussed. But yeah, no, I don't want to get away from reviews. I just want to do the reviews like the way we enjoyed them, the movies we liked, or again, I know you love to hear it, Terrifier 4. But if something new, or it's just like, hey, let's just talk about this, we can do it. So, but YouTube, I still think is going to be variety. I just think I would like to spend time kind of editing something together. Be like, all right, that's good to go. So,
I do want to have a movie episode too about discussing. Is it From the Bottom of My Heart? Is that the movie?
Yeah,
or
yeah. It's going to be 25 years. Because
yeah,
we filmed it in '99. We showed it in 2001, and there's that was when obviously the film festivals took place because we had a showing in Minnesota with like family and friends in December of '99, and we thought it ended, and then somehow a year later Dan got a random phone call from someone in California. I 100% agree with you, and that's going to take time, and I would like Dan to join us, and I don't know if I could get anyone else to join, but I also need to go through some old pictures because I would probably add some stuff, so that's going to be
Yeah.
I 100% agree with you, but that's a project of projects because that's something like, okay, let's break this down. And so no, I 100%, especially like because 2026 since 9/11, 25 years,
Yeah.
at least since that. So no, I still like that idea. I still would like to talk, and I know Dan even said when we were talking, he's like he would like to talk about the film one last time. Uh, but that's gonna
What does
have
he
to
do?
be
What does he do now? Like he didn't do anything with. I know I just saw fucking Kool-Aid.
well.
It was quite an
I
experience.
Yeah. So all right. So what happened, and I'll kind of give a brief history because I'll probably come up with that. But um, we used to do fun shorts, like videos,
Yeah.
but it was nothing written. We kind of just improv everything, and we did quite a few. I say quite a few, but a few. And I think Dan came to me, he's like, because he's more the director. I was always just more the creative. And it's like, all right, if we do this, just write something like he wanted something structured. I'm like, okay. And somehow and I think you saw this Mind Games, um, which is
I
like,
did.
yeah,
Yes.
and then so we just got friends, obviously, because that was not like a
Games is the one
profession.
that the cops get called on, right? In the train thing.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
But so I'm leading to where, so that we just did for fun and we held off. And then we started doing what we called 1 day projects. And I think there's only 5 on YouTube. And we called it that because I would like write it in the morning. We'd film it during the evening, and then like edit it throughout the night. Literally 24 hours. Me and Dan
Yeah.
just coined the term, and that it was done. And yeah, so there's and it's all on the channel, like one, and I think it's broken up because they're like 15 minutes. Old school YouTube, you couldn't have anything over 10. But it was like Another Face in the Crowd, which is this weird suspense thriller. Off Screen, which actually isn't that good. It was more of an inside joke just for us. So a lot of people
Hmm.
didn't like, which I get Kool-Aid, which I went on a nostalgic. I don't know why Kool-Aid, and I'm like, Soto needs to see this. Just at least in the beginning, like just watching me in that opening
Oh, I saw
scene.
all of it. Yeah.
Well, no,
I
no,
saw
I
all
knew
of
you would, but I'm like the beginning, the end, the middle, and there's a reason those felt like I don't know if because we had the beginning and we kind of had the end. Like to me, I think Dan had some filters he wanted to play around with, and somehow the drug thing came up,
it. Clearly.
I said, well, hold on, I had the idea of the gag of pulling shit out of my pocket. Just keep going. How far we can,
Yeah.
and just
And also, that guy was way taller than you. That was like I couldn't get over that.
Foley is like
So,
6'4", 6. I don't know how he is definitely. He's got
so
five
it was
six.
very distracting because I'm like, wait a
You're
second.
like
And
the
Sarah's like,
opposite direction as far as shorter. No, Foley's a tall guy.
because we're
But
just like, wait, who's making Chad look so small? We're like this, is, like Chad looks like a regular person. This is okay. We're like, why is that guy so tall? Like we just got
he's just
distracted by just. We're like,
but
wait a second, Chad doesn't look like that around regular people.
and I was probably about the same height then that I am now. But so then we wanted them, we knew the joke about the imaginary friends at the end. We had that line. So the middle was just a lot of, all right, what can we do funny? And my point that like we went to a playground where like Dan just shot everything. We just kept, and we were like, okay, I need to chase Foley. Foley was literally, I don't know how long I was spinning on that tire swing. So when
Yes.
I get off and I start chasing him, if you notice, I actually run the opposite direction. I'm so fucking dizzy. And he turns around a little bit looking for me. Dan tried to cut it best, but there's a longer version which is hilarious. Like I'm literally trying to run after him, but I start going towards the right. And so he's like, "Where are you going?" I'm like, "Dude, I've been spinning on a tire swing for like 5 minutes." I thought I could do it, but as I got up and went, I just kept going right. And it's that's hilarious. And then there's another one that which is stupid. I think it's called 12:05 a.m. We were kind of just messing around. And then actually, if there's another one I would show you, which I'll send to you, it's called Say What. And it's about 4 guys watching a basketball game, but it's like what they say and what they think. So
Oh,
it was kind of again a kind of a joke. So, but yeah, we were doing these 1 day projects and we did them for a couple of years, and it was fun. But yeah, I would love to talk about from the bottom of my heart. It's been a long time, and I
whole
know.
experience. I'd like to know what Dan is doing now and where his dreams ended up and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, nope. Yeah, no. This is where he after that he did because now I think I don't know what technically his job is. I know he works with like computers and stuff. But after all that ended, he was videographer. He was doing weddings for a while, and it was good
Yeah,
side business and stuff like that. He did that for a while until it's just. I think his other job, not that it paid more, it's just. I don't want to say it's tough. I don't want to speak for him either. But yeah, he was doing
sure.
that. And yeah, videographers can make good money. But yeah, just like the rest of us, like we did, we all had these dreams. But yeah, I would like to talk about the history. But that's one that's like, okay, I want to outline this because that's one that could take a little bit. But we will. And again, if you come up with any other ideas, whether we do it this month, like I said, we just need to talk. I think every month, just be like, okay, what are our ideas this month? Like, let's have Chad do a cooking video. Fuck it, I'm in. Teach me how to make roast beef and cheese.
Yes,
I would be.
three very
I am
important
so
steps.
going to be deadpan and serious. I'm like, to me that's fun. I'm like, I don't know if that's going to be funny, but I don't like it's a joke. But I'm
Mhm.
gonna just be like, no, this is how you do it. This is how you layer the mayonnaise. You got to make sure that the bread is not toasted. You can if you want, but not how I do it. I'm not.
No, that's not how it goes. You don't toast the bread. Yeah,
Yeah, at least
very
in my,
important step.
I know some people like toasted. I've just never been a fan, but yeah, I still remember the first day you had that, and I think you just lost your shit. You're like, this
I
is the
mean, dude,
best thing ever.
I love beef. I love beef and cheese. So that's a thing. And yeah, shit was awesome. And
Mhm.
when I'm hammered, and if I have roast beef on hand and American cheese, my ass is going to be experimenting with roast beef and cheese. But I just want to see the master at work.
I don't even know the last time I made it. Probably in
I'm sure.
Newmarket when we lived in Newmarket. To be honest with you,
Yeah,
maybe it may. Yeah, no, it's been a long time. I don't
yeah.
know. I couldn't tell you. It's really not that difficult, dude.
It's a
It's funny.
great drunken food. That's for sure.
The Drunken Cooking
Late night
Channel.
drunk. Oh my god, it's just great.
Are you drunk? It's 1 a.m. and you want a hot roast beef and cheddar. Well, let me show you how to do this.
Oh, so good,
And I will
so
teach you how to do it safely.
fun. Yeah.
Uh, but no, I
uh,
going back, like I said, YouTube, I think I want to go back, not just to the podcast. I just want to have fun with the channel. And yeah, so some of the other
yeah.
stuff, I have no problem doing like out there videos, but I don't want to, I still, because I said this with the 200 movie challenge. You asked me if I was to advise someone if they were going to do this. And I'd be like, watch
Yeah.
the same movies. Like, to me, that was the thing. We should have cut it from 200 to 100 and be like, okay,
Mhm.
like, hey, let's do these two movies. Like, all right, your suggestion, my suggestion, we both see it. Then I think it would have just been more interesting, where it's just like, like you said, like, all right, here's my
On-
book report, and God, I'm not, I don't know where to go from here. Yep, okay, yep. It was,
Right.
and then where do we?
Yeah.
Because to me, the ranking part was, when you first thought about it, I'm like, that to me is going to be the most hilarious. This is number 74 on my list.
I mean, it was funny, and then it just was
It was,
the
yeah,
end. It was just such a slog,
it
like
was.
it was just you're just like, I just want this to be over. And but again, I did enjoy watching movies and catching up with movies, and it definitely gave me, it kind of rekindled it. I wanted to see I wanted to make sure that movies got back into my brain,
Mhm.
uh, because it's just I still love movies. However that comes and whatever happens, like, or however that manifests, like I still like movies. Still love playing video games. They say that like your passion doesn't necessarily need to be your job, but um, if somebody was to pay me for just talking about stupid ass movies, I would definitely accept that paycheck.
Yeah, 100%. Every day of the week.
Every day of the week. I would, yep, yeah, I would just be like, yeah, and then I would buy myself a nice little area with a camera and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
All right, so I think we know where we're kind of going, and I think we'll have
You
some
got
new
some
stuff
homework?
that, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I think we'll still do occasionally the live stuff on weekends or whatnot, or just when we both have time. And
Mhm.
I know once we'll talk more off there, but like, all right, February, let's see, kind of just say, hey, what'd you see? Do you want to talk? Because that's the other thing. Like, if you see a movie and you definitely want to talk about it, it's like, all right, what topic can we incorporate this in?
Yeah.
Again, going back to the Notebook, that was just an easy topic, but like, all right, romance movies, blah blah blah, or How
Yeah.
scary is this? And we've done it with horror movies like the Mount Rushmore. Again, going is Art the Clown top five. So it's just we can just make up whatever topic and like let's just go. Um,
Yeah.
but I think the 200 movie challenge definitely killed us. Not killed us, but just took away a lot of the fun of doing some of these videos. And I think that's one thing. Like, okay, let's have Chad drink some weird shit.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that because again, once we film that, I already have my video, so I've already got ideas of how we will go back and forth and edit that, and how that will be even funnier. So it'll be a perfect just juxtaposition of us heading into 2026. So yeah, I'll come up with some ideas. I'll throw them your way, movie title wise. I know, and then we'll be done with having to come up with a podcast name.
Well,
I hate the concept of coming up with a podcast name. You know this. This has been a pain in the ass for us for years.
Well, I like our live thing just because we have thoughts, and mainly because we always like, our joke was like, I have thoughts on this, and so I'm like, I'm fine with that. That can stay. I'm not, I will still throw that on Spotify. I just don't want. I would like to start an actual movie one, and like I said,
Yes.
I don't want to overthink it. I don't want to call it something like movie talk, but we're both Blockbuster employees. So
Right.
just put the word Blockbuster where it's like Blockbuster discussion. Because again, you got to think Spotify. It's quick. They're not reading a full title. We don't need a sentence. Just 2 words. And then, we'll have some time. Because I thought about using the thumbnail that you kind of gave us, which I haven't used. It's like the 2 of us working at Blockbuster. And it just was like pure chaos. I'm like, that's perfect.
Yes.
I'm like, I know it's a little small. I would have to mess around. But again, just something simple. Just we can't do Blockbuster video or Blockbuster. It's just I don't want to get away caught. But the word Blockbuster, it is what it is. So
That's how
we can call us Blockbuster buddies. But
Blockbuster buddies.
but just the fact that if someone sees it, like I said, topics, discussions, a simple thing. We don't need to overthink it. And I think that was the other problem. Just like, okay, they see this, it's a movie thing, episode 1, Tarantino or whatever we end up doing. Just like, all right, they know our vibe, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. So, all right. I think we got where we needed to get. Anything else? Do you have anything else in your notes you want to discuss before we kind of move on from this for a moment? Because we got time. I got nowhere.
I mean, I still I still got some rumbles we can do.
I would have to re-download. I still have Rumble saved on my laptop.
Yeah, we can figure that out. Yeah.
I mean,
I've pretty much got everything. The other thing that I might want to do as a video is do a Forspoken follow up, but that's an idea for this year. But just because I will play Forspoken, I haven't
don't
downloaded.
think you will.
Really?
I think they took it off
Why?
PS Plus. Was that?
Oh no, I own it.
Oh, okay, you own it. Okay.
Yes, I own it.
I wasn't sure. I thought I read somewhere that came, so I was like, oh shit.
No, I bought it for $10, and so I own it. It's on my PS5 now. So I'd like to have a video where we both just kind of discuss what was it good? Was it worth $20? Maybe not necessarily worth $20, but 3 years later, like Forspoken, was it as bad as people said? Was it as good as people said? Or at least have a discussion about it. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, well, definitely if you play it, because
yes, I will play
where people had a problem with it is the story and the character, and so I'll leave it at that. Okay. But yeah, we again, we can definitely still go back to doing some gaming stuff and just put it. I think we'll just do the videos when they come and just all right, this is set. It's 100%. We're happy with it. Upload it next day.
But we have to. I think in anything that we do, I think this is the takeaway this is at least 2026.
Yeah.
Ultimately, whatever we talk about, we both will have had to have experienced and been able to. We'll both bring something so if it's a game, we both played the game. If it's a movie, we both watched the movie, that kind of stuff, so that we can have a back and forth. So
pretty much
that's how we.
Yeah.
That's how we learn from the 200 movie challenge. That's how we move forward.
Unless, like I said, unless we can structure it. Because remember, with the 200 movie challenge, we really didn't structure anything. We just came and talked. So, if there is a game, like if you really want, again, going back to a movie, say there's a new movie you saw, and then we're like, well, this is I know, like an end of the world kind of movie.
Mhm.
So instead of just talking about that movie, like, hey, why don't we tie it in just to end of the world movies altogether? Like, and we'll come up with some title. So, like, even if you saw an idea, but that's the point. Like, oh, I saw this movie. I saw Leave the World Behind. You saw Don't Look Up, which but it's just shit like that. So even if we don't both see it, is there a topic where we both bring something to the table, which we can start talking about, which we'll, we'll discuss. But you are correct. I think movie reviews, of for the most part, or games, yeah, we both need to see it.
Or like a random game, like pick a random game on PlayStation Plus and have it be like, I don't know, like a 10-hour game or something like that, and then we both just decide we're gonna play this game on the side, and then we're both done with it. We'll do a video about it and we'll talk about it. Something like that. Like even that being like, hey, you know what? We can have clips of ourselves playing it in the background and shit, and we can discuss and I don't know, like
No,
again, thinking like Skate Story, right? Which is like, and I'm throwing that randomly because that's on PlayStation, but
yeah,
or those kind of games of being like, okay, it's not a long game, I can fit this in, and we're not in a rush, so it's just whenever we beat it, we go, okay, all right, I finally beat that game. Let's talk about it and then go back and forth and have a dialogue. So
the other thing to think about, and this could be funny, is so think about it. Go through the demos on PlayStation.
Yep.
And just see. There's some demos which you're like, how the fuck is this a game? So again, not saying we play, but if there's a demo, you just kind of look, because again, that's a quick 5-minute thing. Be like,
yeah.
I wish I could pull something up or think of something, but there are some very random ones, like something even about mayonnaise jar. Just be like,
oh yeah.
But you see what I'm saying? Just like, all right, this is it for 5 minutes. Like, how is this a game? So I'm just saying that look through the demos, because every now and then I kind of look and I'm like, oh, this is something's in the I can't remember the name. I'm like, this is a horror game. Like, I should get Soda to play this. Just go through the list, and if you think there's just something funny, because a lot of those, again, it's just a demo. We can do that for 5 minutes, because I think that's what we did for Spoken, because we played the demo. And it was what we can play. So yeah, I will say though, because it should, because it's coming out next month. If Resident Evil 9 comes out with a demo, 100%, we're both playing it, we're streaming it, and we'll talk about it. But I think it'll just be funnier with you streaming it, because you love your horror games.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Which FYI, Mel told me there's a new scary guy in the Outlast trials. It's been a long time since I think I deleted it, but she's just like, I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I hadn't played that.
Big download.
Was it a big download? Yeah, it was.
It was a bigger than it needed to be download.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, we'll go with Mel and Tengu, and again, more gaming, more balance. I think balance, taking our time. I think that's kind of like, yeah, that's our vibe this year. Just we've done this. How many videos have we recorded?
200 movie challenge scares that, because some of those recorded in one session. Right. Again, my original thought was podcasts, like the hour thing, however long it took, and then I'm like, God, people aren't going to click on YouTube for the whole hour. I'm like, let me break it up, because people might want to know about this, want to know about that. So Soto, real quick, I just looked at our channel. Obviously, the 200 movies kind of scary, but right now we have on our channel 695 movies, or excuse me, 695 videos.
Yeah, we've done a few.
But some people, they got a lot more. They download daily, because they download sometimes just gameplay with no commentary, or just this and that. So yeah, there is definitely a few. But we're about to get to our 700 video, and yeah. So real quick before we end, I laughed at that. So yes, Returnal, the best co-op game, 2.2K, Kung Fu Killer 2K, Fun Spots third. A Fair to Remember. Fourth.
I know that one keeps getting traction.
Well, the Kung Fu Killers, the other one gets more traction, but they both do. Roadhouse,
love Roadhouse.
Our number one in our heart. That was our first 1K video. That's number 5 still.
Oh, good.
The Northman's at 6 with 1.2. So those are the only ones over 1,000. Then it's prequels versus sequels, special edition. I forgot about this. It's 3 Star Wars. Prequels versus sequels, special editions have ruined Star Wars, and does Luke Skywalker die because he was hired? And rounding out the top 10, defeating the final boss, Ophion. Number 11 though, the Rotten Taste Royal Rumble. Just throwing that out there.
Aha, that was shit was good.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, I think we kind of know what we want to do, and we'll just see how it goes. I think we know what we're
Cool.
going to do. Like I said, do something different for Spotify. Just see if it doesn't work, then we're probably going to be done. I would like, yeah, I think we know what we want to do with Twitch and TikTok. We just need the clips. I just got to remember, like, all right, upload and not, just quickly upload. Doesn't matter. It'll get traction. And then
Yeah.
YouTube, just have fun. Have fun doing videos again and do more random shit. I think that's what's going to come up on our channel this year. More random
More
shit.
random shit.
More
I
random
like that.
shit. Now that if we could swear in our as a title,
The return of random shit.
the return of random shit. All right.
I'm cool with that.
So I'm going to end this. No one's listening, but if you're listening, thanks.
Thanks, I guess. Yeah. Amazon gift card. Nobody ever got it. So maybe we'll do that again next year. We'll see.
I forgot what video that was.
It's on one of them. And
someone's going to now search everything and make that comment, and I'm going to have to fact check
No.
what shit.
They won't.
They won't. That's just too much time. Too many videos. But oh my god. Oh, wait. Someone just I can't even pronounce it. Modi Juice 59. Yeah. Good luck with that Amazon gift card. Find that in an old video. We'll leave it to you.
You're gonna have to go through a lot of shit to get there, but it's out there. There's a video where I said, if you're listening right now, we will buy you a gift card on Amazon.
It was definitely within the last year. We did that for 2025. I just don't remember which video. Make the comment, timestamp it, and we'll honor it. So anyhow, thank you all. But yeah, 2026, you're gonna probably see our faces because we're gonna do probably some live shit. So yeah, more random shit.